Welcome to the IGN UK podcast. My name is Gav Murphy, and to my left is
Alysia Judge.
And to my right is
Hello.
Got to say your name.
Can't do my own name.
Got to do it. You got to do every podcast as if it's the first one that people are listening to.
My name is Daniel Krupa.
Yeah. What about you?
What?
Tell us something about
I've not been on a
yourself.
few weeks. No. I'm not doing this. How invasive.
Well, I do another podcast, and basically we always try and do this thing where it's just
Oh,
like,
yeah, do you, mate?
if you
you try to plug that on here, do you?
no, but every episode has got to be like the first. But I don't agree with it. But
It's like Marvel have that philosophy. Every comic could be a person's first.
Yeah.
So you've got to make it as inclusive as possible.
that's hard though,
Which
isn't
is
it?
hard because,
Yeah.
but if you stay with them, they benefit.
Okay.
I don't know.
Good.
That's what they say.
We've had a great week. Like this is my first sober podcast in a while, I think.
I mean, you say this, but just before we started, you were like, the lights are so bright, turn them down.
They were. That's just technical.
That's
thing.
something
It's
that
nothing to do
Hangover
with-
Gav
That's nothing to
says.
do with how boozed up I am. Like if I can't handle lights, is it?
I don't know. There was one recording session on Prepare to Try where I thought the lights may actually kill you.
I was like, Gav, have you gone see through?
Gav's turned himself inside out. It's like that toxic gas at the end of The Simpsons.
But we have had a good week because we saw
Rogue One.
Oh,
a Star Wars story.
Well, you guys have seen it.
Gav's seen it twice.
I've seen it twice.
Going for the
You've seen
third
it
time on
twice
Friday.
already?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
so,
I'm a fucking nerd.
because the whole IGN team are going to go see it on Friday, but you guys went and saw the actual preview.
We saw it at 8:30 on a Monday morning. Oh, some people came in an hour late.
Mental.
How shocking is that?
Somebody from Digital Spy, I don't care about saying it, came in like 10 minutes late. How can you review that film if you're coming in 10 minutes
I mean,
late?
I think 10 minutes late is slightly more forgiving than an
Absolutely
hour
not.
late.
I don't
Not
forgive
for-
anything.
Imagine all the
I'm
people
not
that would be
forgiving
there
anything.
4 hours early.
Yeah.
Like us.
Because there's stuff that happens like from the very second that
no
it starts.
wonder it's Rogue One. It's like the prequel to the...
No, but there's stuff that happens from the very second that film starts that's really important to your review, I think.
Really?
That people want
More
to
so
know.
than, do they have the Star Wars
tell you.
subtitles
I'm
that
not
go
gonna
up
tell
and
you.
explain the
You'll have to
Yeah,
backstory?
so we should say we're not going to talk about spoilers because we realise when this podcast goes up, a lot of people will not have seen
Absolutely
this
not,
movie.
yeah,
So we're going to
yeah.
talk about it in a very general way.
Yeah, so I thought what the way that we could talk about it in not a spoiler, but that was still guaranteed clicks because everyone's clicking on Star Wars this week, is does it work? Does it work as a standalone film? And I would like to put it to you, what?
But it absolutely doesn't work as a standalone film, does it?
Like as the first. So this is what I'm thinking. So take yourself back to when they announced they were going to do these anthology films, right?
Yeah.
I was
And
like,
that's what they called them originally.
yeah, exactly. I was super excited because I was just like, the Star Wars universe, now that they've binned off the extended universe, they could make as much, they could do whatever they want. They could sort of pick and choose from all these different sort of areas, these amazing characters, which they have been doing in Rebels, with like Thrawn just being chucked in. And I thought, this is a really cool opportunity to make these like really huge films. There was like a rumored Boba Fett film going to happen. Like there is a Han Solo film happening. And Rogue One has happened. But the thing that I was really excited about is meeting new characters. But for me, Rogue One, I think it's brilliant. It's a really, really good film. But I was kind of disappointed in how it's essentially a prequel.
It is a prequel.
Yeah.
And I think it is quite brave considering how many people hate the prequels to do
Yeah.
a prequel.
Yeah.
So they're still doing prequels to the original movies.
But
Yeah.
why is that a bad thing? Because that's what I expected from the beginning. I feel like that's what it's been set up as.
What?
A prequel?
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying, like, obviously it is a prequel. Like,
Right.
it is the story of how they get the Death Star plans. But just kind of this brave thing to do considering how much people hate the prequels.
Right, the first three.
And
Yeah.
people's biggest criticism, one of many criticism, is the fact that you know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
But that said, I think it is a really good movie, but it is the safe one to do first.
Yeah.
Because it is a brilliant little kind of story hole in the original about how they get these plans. Like,
Yeah.
it's in the opening crawl of A New Hope, and
Yeah.
that is an interesting story. I do think, watching the movie, and there were lots of rumours of reshoots, that I feel like there was a harder movie in there.
Absolutely.
That they've kind of made more safe and more Star Wars-y.
Yeah.
Just
That's
because
interesting.
it's the first one out of the gate.
Yeah.
And at the end, I think our biggest criticism was like,
It's such a safe film.
It's a safe film.
Yeah.
Barring a couple of things it does.
Yeah.
And it feels very much like the other Star Wars films in its final act.
Absolutely.
Like, again, I'm not going to go into details.
Go, do this.
Whereas I think the Han Solo movie, I hope, doesn't have that kind of ending. That it is more like the Guardians of the Galaxy of that.
I think my biggest problem with it, and I did enjoy the film. I think it's a it's a brilliant film. But like, I think my biggest problem with it is by tying itself so closely to the Star Wars timeline that we really, really know. It basically kind of lends itself to being compared to Force Awakens, and I think it doesn't even come close to touching Force Awakens for me. And I think because Force Awakens obviously carries on that timeline, by setting itself directly in that timeline, I can't help but compare them in my mind. And for me, I was just like, I had a great time watching it. I thought it was really good. There's some brilliant bits in it, but it's just not as good as Force Awakens.
First, the idea of like a spin-off movie or another story in the Star Wars universe, you want something that you just know nothing about.
Exactly.
Whereas this, yes, it's extrapolating from one throwaway line in an opening crawl, and they've done that brilliantly. The amount of stuff that they tease out of that one line in the opening crawl is awesome. They develop some cool characters, awesome relationships. Yeah. I think Mads Mikkelsen is brilliant in that movie.
Yeah, he's awesome.
It's the best scene in the movie. So they tease out loads of cool stuff within that space. But you're right, like, you know where you're going.
And as you say as well, like, is it worrying? Because like, we won't spoil anything, but like, as soon as you watch the film, the first thing you should do is get back somewhere and watch every single trailer. And like, as you say, you think that maybe there was a different film in there somewhere. Is that worrying? Is that worrying for the other anthology films, you think? Because maybe there was another film that wasn't allowed to be made.
The thing is, like, I think the way that studios operate and Disney operates is like, they just need that one to be a success. Yeah. And like, if it makes it more Star Wars, we know people love Star Wars. Yeah. So make it safe, and then that will give other filmmakers the freedom to do it. Like, look at the Marvel films of late. Yeah. They're going in more kind of colourful directions and genres. Yeah. But it's because the first like 5 were really safe, formulaic.
Yeah. That's
so maybe they'll get the confidence up.
So without going into too much spoilery detail, what was the movie that was lost? What is that spin-off?
I think it's probably a harder, tougher war movie.
Right.
And I think what they've done is probably added some more of the Star Wars-iness into it. Right.
Made it more family friendly.
Yeah, to a degree, maybe.
I don't know. I was trying to think about this the second time I was watching it. I was like, obviously, I don't have a child, and I shouldn't be trusted with a child, and a child's development or a child's mind. But like, at what age do you think you could?
And then you brought it back.
At what age could you take a child to see this? You can't take a 5-year-old. It depends on the kid. I think everything depends on the kid. Like, I was watching American Way of London when I was like 5. Which probably explains a lot.
If
I was a kid and you were my dad and you said we weren't going to see this, I'd divorce you.
What was the first time you saw? Like, my dad took me to see Terminator 2 in a cinema.
Did he?
Yeah.
How
Was that
old
1992? So I would have been 7.
He didn't take me to see anything in the cinema, but I remember my dad, like...
Was Terminator 2 99?
My mum doesn't listen to this. Terminator 2 is 1991 or 2.
Okay, right, yeah.
Picking me up from school on half day and in the glove compartment, I'm in Elm Street.
Oh, nice.
No, it must have been about...
Glove compartment, a gun. You're a man now.
Yeah.
Send you into a bank.
Here's your father's gun. Use it wisely. I'm 7.
Oh, you watched Nightmare on Elm Street when you were 7 years old?
No. I would have been about... I reckon it would have been about 11.
Because I remember seeing...
I watched Alien when I was about 10 or 11.
That's young. No, because I watched the Treehouse horror version of Nightmare on Elm Street where it's groundskeeper
Nightmare
Wally.
on Evergreen Terrace.
And that messed me up as an 8-year-old. And that's the Simpsons version.
Yeah, we've talked about Simpsons before and other stuff, like, but saying, like, I think I saw, like, my first interaction with The Shining was, like, through the Shinin, like, episode of The Simpsons. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
The wrong way around. Have you seen Nightmare on Elm Street now?
Yes.
The original?
Yeah, it's good.
Have you seen the second one?
And there's a second one?
It's like 9.
You should watch Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah, that's
oh my god,
such a good film.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Writing all these down. If they become keyword countdown films.
Yeah, they can do. So does Rogue One work?
Yes, it absolutely works.
Is it? But
do you want to just ask me a question so I go, no, it doesn't?
No, but like that's what I mean. There's a kernel of disappointment in my back of my head.
I feel bad about this whole conversation because, like, after we saw the movie, we both liked it, but I don't think we liked it as much as everyone else around us. Yeah, and I was acutely aware of that, and I still haven't fully processed why I'm not as into it as everyone else. Yeah, despite also really liking it. But Force Awakens was totally different because, like, when that started, I remember sitting next to you and I was crying.
We were losing our shit.
I was shaking and crying, which is, that's like a once in a lifetime
Yeah,
sort of thing, I
absolutely.
think.
Yeah.
Is that why then you're seeing it in the shadow of Force Awakens?
Yeah, I think I definitely am because it ties so closely to the timeline that we sort of everyone knows so much about. I think that's why I didn't enjoy it as much. But that said, I did very much enjoy it, and I'm seeing it for the third time tomorrow morning with you guys. So
Yeah, I'm so excited to see it again. I think we can go probably more into it in a couple of weeks.
I'm super excited to see it.
We've got a bunch of stuff as well. So like you spoke to Felicity Jones, Riz Ahmed, and Gareth Edwards.
Welshman.
Welsh
Before
dude.
the film started, you were like, "It's going to be good, isn't it?" Welsh on
it.
So, he's the second Welshman to direct a Star Wars movie.
Is he?
How good is that?
That's really
Get
good.
Welsh on it.
There's only been 8 Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
And
2 of them done
two
by a
of them,
Welsh.
A quarter has been
mad.
directed by the Welsh.
Pretty good.
Because I've got like a tweet lined up of like all the different people.
And you got Tom Jones in your camp and Richard Burton. What else do you need?
Exactly. Nothing. I'm unstoppable.
Gareth Bale.
Yeah, exactly. Completely unstoppable. Right, that's Rogue One. Go see it. Let us know what you think. IGN_UK feedback at IGN.com. Maybe we'll do like a big thing on Rogue One, what people thought.
Yeah.
Because we don't have Rebel Base anymore to do that shit. So if we do put it on here instead. We'd slowly turn IGN UK podcast into Rebel Base. Alysia, Dawn of Titans.
Dawn of Titans. So, for once, we're talking about a mobile game, which we don't. Yeah, exactly, because you normally get that reaction. But genuinely, this game is called Dawn of Titans. It's made by these guys called Natural
Hey guys,
Motion.
Dawn of Shitans.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said the other day. So, what witty punish.
What wordsmith you are, Gavin.
All right,
Very much like the new Dylan Thomas.
Okay, so say I don't care about Dawn of Titans.
Okay.
Make me care.
Okay, so this is why you should care. One, if you're a massive console gamer, Natural Motion, who create it, they have licensed out their kind of animation technology to studios like Rockstar, who make Red Dead. So it's beautiful. It genuinely is console quality on mobile. And the whole
Isn't that like watching Star Wars on a phone? Sorry, you could.
No, that's fair. Well, like, if you look at the technology that's inside phones, they can absolutely equal last gen consoles. And if you look at the iPad Pro, that completely rivals what we've got on this generation.
But it's
of
smaller,
consoles.
isn't it?
It's small.
But you mobile. See, that's what you're not factoring in. Like,
You
if
just
this
put
was
it
a
close to
Switch,
your
you'd be like,
face.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's literally the point. Is you can do it anywhere, Gavin.
All right.
Absolutely, it's on the go. And also, like, you play a mobile with, like, your face basically an inch away from the screen. Like, size doesn't matter, Gavin.
But is it mobile? That's what matters.
Okay.
But how you play the game. So you have control of this floating island. And on this floating island, you build this kind of town. So it's kind of resource management in that way if you're building up a village or a city. You also have control of these beasts called Titans, who are these huge, incredible fantasy creatures that you then take out onto a battlefield and you fight against other people.
What do they look like?
They look like all different types of things. There's one who's like an 8-foot tall gigantic lion man who like swings around this huge hammer. Yep, you pick which one you want. You train them up. There's like stat-based leveling. So basically this is like a strategy game, but with a level of detail that we've not really seen on mobile. Like if you're into your PC strategy games, then this is a really interesting one to check out, and it's also free to play. But once you're on the battlefield,
It's free.
Yeah, it's free
Start
to play.
with that.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you kind of can't go wrong.
Yeah. Like, he can't go down Oxford Street anymore. He's usually there at those little perfume fits for like 2 hours.
Or just my own cocktail sticks going to the Thorntons. All right. How's the game?
Going past all the samples. But yeah, no, it's cool. So once you're in a battle, you control all your troops, and there's thousands of troops being controlled in real time on mobile, and you swipe directions to kind of direct them around the battlefield, and you fight against this opponent. When you fight against them, you get all the kind of loot and stuff from it, which you can then use to upgrade your town. But the really cool thing is when you've got this floating island, you can swipe out, and when you swipe out, you can see all these other beautiful floating islands around you that are all these other people playing. And I saw the game.
Actual people.
Can you invade them?
Yeah, you can invade and like have battles with them. And when I was seeing this with Dale, when they zoomed out, Dale literally went, "Wow!" And like I don't often see Dale.
Dale's never been
make
impressed.
that.
Like anything.
Dale is Roysdale 32. I
Yeah.
don't think that might be his first time being impressed.
Whoa. This is a big deal, guys. Big deal. Can put that on the marketing.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's like I think in terms of this style of games, we've seen watered down versions of it in terms of Clash of Clans and like that kind of idea of going up against other people, battling their armies and getting something in return, building up your own base. But this is so much more in depth. It's not pay to win. You actually have to
So it's free to play, but what are we talking? Buns.
In terms of
what do I need to put in?
the money,
Like, to
the
get the
in-app
Lion Man,
purchases.
what do I need? What's he? Is he £2?
So you can pay for extra spells to use in battles. So that was the main thing that we saw, that like if a battle's not quite going your way, you can pay for some extra things to kind of, I guess, turn the favour.
That's pay to win.
But then we were playing it against a guy who was, I can't remember our exact level. We were like, I think level 20, and this person was like level 40 or 50.
Yeah.
And we won with significantly lower troops.
Because you paid for these spells. That's pay to win.
We used one spell, but they have spells as well. Like there are also, you can generate those spells. So you can actually craft them in everything that you have. It's not like you don't have access to the spells by not spending a penny. You can go into your town and craft the spells yourself. So like you still have access to them.
Right.
Like you can use them without having to pay for them. It's just if you happen to want extra ones, you can pay for the extra ones. Right. So there's never something that someone else will have for forking out that you won't.
Is this out now?
Yeah, it's out now. It was out on December the 8th.
Is it out on Android and iOS?
It's out on iOS. I'm pretty sure it's on Android, but I can't quite remember, so don't quote me on that. But it's definitely out on iPad. We saw it playing on an iPad Pro. So obviously, like, don't get me wrong, we got like the best experience of it, because when you're playing on an iPad,
especially a Pro as well.
Especially a Pro, you're getting
that's a Pro bit of kit. That.
I didn't even know
leveled up.
iPad Pros were a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
It's basically like, they're like $1,000.
Are they?
Yeah, and they've got like a 4K screen. No, they do. They've got a super high res.
They've got a really, really high res screen.
iPad stuff goes on my head. I don't even bother paying attention to it.
It's fine. You don't have to. That's not on you. That's not your job here. Yeah. Like you pay attention to Star Wars.
What's my job?
Leave iPad Pros to someone
Star
else.
Wars, Dark Souls. Back of your desk. Go on.
But the thing is, with mobile, everyone has a mobile. Everyone has at some point played a game on their commute into work. Like, I know you're not a massive fan of mobile games, but have you ever played a game on the train coming into IGN in the morning?
Genuinely, no, not coming into IGN.
Have you ever played a mobile game?
I've played a mobile game, yeah. I'm a podcast man.
You're a podcast man. Listen to podcasts in the morning. No, that's completely fair.
Podcast and death metal to get me in the mood.
Just hanging on.
Yeah.
But, in terms of what mobile games are capable of, I feel like Natural Motion have really pushed the boundaries.
I play Uber a lot in the morning.
How do I get back? It's kind of a game.
Or play that game where you look at your emails to look
how much was it?
Spent on the
£8.
fucking Uber the night before. Yeah.
And
then you go through and try and get your rating.
4.5 stars.
You're on 4.5.
4.5 stars, baby.
Do you have yours, Krupa?
Oh, would you check that?
You have to go.
You have to go into settings. I'd be so intrigued.
I think you've got to go actually online. I don't think you can do it through the actual app, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's you go into settings.
I was doing it the other day on. I know you can do it on browser, because I went on a date the other day with a girl, and she didn't know that you could check your Uber rating.
Did you check her Uber rating?
I was like, check. What's yours? She was like, I need to check out right now. She had 4.2, 4.5.
That's quite low. 4.2 is genuinely quite low.
I asked her what she'd done for that.
I don't.
And she went silent, and her face went white.
Well, like
a sheet.
Maybe she's been sick in one or something.
Yeah.
You ever been sick in an Uber?
No, I've never been sick in a cab.
I've felt very sick in an Uber, but I've never thrown up in it.
Have you been sick in an Uber?
I'm not
don't
overly sick, to be honest. Like, I always feel bad about playing my music.
But they offer that as a service, don't they?
I mean,
you've got the
general.
You've got the boombox.
Yeah.
You walk in and you go,
like Uber.
Got a space in the back for this.
Uber in general offer as a service, but every time I get in, they're not always forthcoming with the wire or like connecting to the Bluetooth.
Where are you going, sir? I'm going to a warehouse for a dance off.
Yeah, with you. Come on.
Let's go. It's 2 a.m.
What else?
But yeah, that's pretty...
Is it better than Uber?
It's a more in-depth game than the app.
Gav's into more the meta.
I'm big into the meta game of Uber.
But no, it's good. If you're looking for, it's free to play, and if you're into strategy games, check it out. If you're not, then it's probably not for you.
Yeah.
But
Dawn of Titans.
Better
than Uber.
Better than Uber. So you're great at this marketing strategy. You've pulled it back from Dawn
Stick
of
that on your
Titans.
poster.
Gav, you'd be great at marketing. Imagine that.
It'd last about 2 days.
Although there is that strain of marketing guy who is like cool, and
Yeah.
you come in with like your big ideas and then just walk off and go to the pub.
Yeah, I definitely.
And he's like, actually, that sounds, and I'd be making 3 times of what I'm on.
Yeah, I very much see myself as like the Don Draper of a marketing thing. But then I have worked with some marketing people that I think I probably would beat them up on the first day if I had any kind of control.
Yeah, you definitely need to do management training.
Yeah. Right, another game that's a bit like Uber, The Last Guardian.
What?
You do
not-
get.
it's not a good
Well, you
one.
get. He takes you places.
Takes you places. Right, it's not every
It's
game
not like
doesn't have
that.
to be Uber.
No, it's fine.
Daniel, you've played a lot of this. I haven't played as much
It's really
of it.
long.
Yeah.
And that's a good way because it's taken so long to come out. I thought it was just like just get it done.
Yeah.
Absolutely get it done. That game's been designed I played for 10 hours and I've still not finished it.
Whoa.
And
How
it's like-
far through do you reckon
I
you
think
are?
I'm pretty far. I think it's probably another couple of hours.
Yeah.
Because I think it's about 12 to 14 hours.
Right, yeah.
Because also there's a lot of you don't want to just take a through line with it. You want
Absolutely
to
not, yeah. You wanna
take your
control
time
it,
and
yeah.
enjoy it. That game also, as a slight aside, if you're really bad with heights, do not play that game.
Really?
Because a lot of it
haven't had
is
too much of
you're
that.
ascending
Right, okay.
the world to get to the top of a tower.
Yeah.
And all the games just keep going up and up and up. So towards the middle and the end, you're just on balance beams looking down. It's and everyone's there's all these little tiny platforms that Trico is perching on, and it's stressing me out.
Yeah.
But he is beautiful, and I love him, and I would die for him.
Is he as beautiful as Lilu the pug?
He's pretty damn cute.
Really?
And the fact that he's massive is brilliant. I love feeding him little treats.
For people who
So
don't
there's
know, we recreated the trailer and did a bunch of videos with a pug
an actual
called
pug.
Lilo. And we dressed her up as Trico. Is it Trico?
I love that we.
Yeah, I think that's how we put. He pronounces it in
Trico.
a way that I don't think I can say it like that.
Right, okay.
He's got a unique intonation to it.
Okay, yeah.
But he's there's no collectibles in the game apart from these little barrels which you feed Trico.
I feel really bad when I
as
twat one in
treat.
his face.
That's the first thing I did in the game is threw one at its head.
Yeah, 'cause he wouldn't eat
That's
it.
on him.
I was just eat it.
Because later on, he's good at catching them midair.
Right,
but I
okay,
just
yeah.
felt bad because I just assaulted
It does
him.
have spears in him though.
Yeah,
In his defense.
But you can tell that I'm well intentioned. Don't bite the hand that's feeding you.
So we had a couple of games come out recently where everyone was like, "Oh, it's been this many years in development." Like Final Fantasy 15, people were making this huge thing. 10 years in development. That's not good. I don't think that's a good thing.
I absolutely don't
Taking
think that's
10 years
good.
to do that. You need a better manager. You need me beating you up every day.
Imagine all the people that have gone other places.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've gone from there to work on Final Fantasy and then dragging their arses there.
I haven't played much of Final Fantasy, but I have heard some people say you can, there's quite it feels like the main characters don't belong in that world. A lot of people have said, and that's probably a case of they've created this amazing world and then gone, we need to sort of make a modernish, we need to put some modernish characters in it. Do you think The Last Guardian suffers for the fact that it's been in development for 100 years?
I think I say, does Trico feel too modern?
Yeah.
He's got that little tight leather jacket on.
Too modern,
It's
if anything.
Why have you tried to appeal?
He's like Poochie.
Wait a second, I thought your whole thing was about faded antiquity.
Yeah.
Why has he got skinny jeans on now? He's a giant dog.
He's like, hey kids, always recycle.
Sorry, what was your question? Does he suffer? Does
Does the game suffer for having been in development for so long, do you think?
I don't think so, because the game is brilliant.
Right.
And the thing is, ultimately, it will be judged on that, because for years to come, that stuff will seem less prominent, and the thing they'll endure is the game. And it's a really niche game. If you listen to this podcast, if you sat in this room, you know way more about that production than most of the people that might play it.
Yeah.
That's true.
It hasn't sold brilliantly, but it was never going to sell brilliantly.
Yeah.
Ico and Shadow of the Colossus are still fairly fan favorite games.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it is a brilliant game, and when it works, a lot of people say it's been frustrating. Sometimes the AI is a bit difficult, and if you believe certain stories, that's one of the reasons it was delayed so long. Is just getting that AI to work properly.
Right.
It must be a nightmare. But he is he does do what you want him to do, but it's kind of weird because you're communicating with him using very simple commands because that's all you can communicate with animals with, and you're you can issue orders to him, but they're very general, stamp, point in a direction, and there's bits where there's a standoff and you're just come on.
Yeah.
And like just gesturing. And eventually you look around and he's just like pawing at
Doing
something. And you're like, can't be mad at you.
Yeah.
Oh. What's that relationship like? Because so you say you like threw a barrel at his face and he was kind of like, ow. If you treat him in a certain way, does the way he
It's not like
responds
I don't think there's like an active feedback loop. I think it's scripted in the sense that you're meant to like bond and get closer over time.
Right,
So
right.
I think over time he becomes more obedient.
Yeah.
Right.
But then there's still when it's puzzles. If you're not solving the puzzle, he's not going to solve it for you.
Right.
Because you're meant to be the smart one.
Right. Okay.
He's a big dog.
But sometimes what's difficult is like, 'cause he's so huge, it's like getting him in the right position.
Right.
So you're like, back up, Trico. And he's like putting his arse, and then he'll just go outside, and you're like, oh Christ, he's gone outside. And then you're just like in this room, and the little boy can do this like little Mardy stamp.
Yeah.
And he's like, Trico. And eventually the head will just come in. Like, just
Sounds
help
like this
me
dog
out.
is running your show, mate. I like
Absolutely
it.
is.
That's something that I heard from some people who didn't like the game. They said it. I think Joe was the person who came up with this theory that they were cat people who didn't like it because they weren't used to hanging out with real dogs.
Yeah.
So that idea of this really disobedient dog who's not exactly doing what you say, who
Yeah.
runs out the room and
But
like.
but the thing is, like, if he does exactly what you want, then he's not a creature. He's
Yeah.
just a robot. You know, the illusion of him being a living, breathing
Yeah.
creature with a mind of its own is instantly shattered if it's just like, open this door, and he's
he
there, and he
does
just
it,
does
yeah,
it
yeah.
immediately.
No,
'Cause,
that's a
like,
really good
There's
point,
loads
actually,
of
yeah.
partners like games like AI and teammates that you can just order around, but they don't feel real.
No.
He feels real. You're trying to like coax him into places.
Yeah.
And then when you're stuck, you can see sometimes he spots something, and you're like, what's he looking at? And you get on his back, and they'll just fly up somewhere, and you're like, that's amazing.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
Also, fuck cat people. Who's a cat person? Seriously.
You can like cats.
Yeah, but like it's like dogs there, cats just under.
And then people.
So, yeah, and then people. Absolutely people. The marketing people that I beat up. I haven't played that much of it, but that was very good
You felt an instant connection with it.
with the dog. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be my Christmas game. I think I'm going to do that.
Waking up in a strange place, covered in tattoos.
Brilliant.
He does though. That's
He
a plot
does, yeah,
point. He's
yeah.
like waking up with loads of tattoos.
That is really strange, isn't it?
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, he
Is
wakes
that where
up-
his tattoos come from?
Yeah, because they wake up together and they're like, yeah. It's just like,
Whoa!
oh, shit.
I must have had a skinful last night.
That's why I switched it off. I was like, this is too real. So this week as well, we had the Overwatch Christmas update. Is it called Winter Wonderland?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So we're just going to, obviously, we talk about Overwatch quite a lot, but we're just going to talk about whether or not we like it. But something very funny happened to us last night. Joe, which I like anytime anybody gets a loot box, I like watching people opening loot boxes.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's
so-
literally like opening a Christmas present, and these ones are
Yeah.
literally Christmas present shaped.
Yeah. So Joe had just bought 50 loot boxes, which is
Did
what?
he buy 50
Which is
again?
what,
That's-
30 quid?
Yeah, I bought 50.
But didn't you spend money on the Halloween loot boxes as well?
So what's wrong? Why are people astonished by this?
You bought them twice. I bought the Halloween loot boxes, but I'm probably not going to buy another 50 now.
It's all right.
But so Joe bought 50. And we were like, oh, because I was just about to go home, but I was like, oh, I'll watch you open 50 boxes, so I want to see what you get.
Yeah.
And then you were about to come around, we were about to watch him, so we're kind of waiting for him to put his details in.
Yeah, he got an error.
He got an error saying like the PSN was down, so he was like, oh god, see, I tried it again, got the same error again, so he tried it again, and then it went through, and then he went into the loot boxes, and
Did he have like 150?
they'd gone through, so he bought 150, he had 151 boxes, so we were just like,
It's £90 for anyone who's listening.
Yeah,
About
so-
£96.
yeah, so we were laughing and like could just basically cover our mouths going. Like Joe was like, I think us laughing probably made a better situation than it actually was. But then basically then he went through like, and also he was going to go home really early because we're all pretty tired from Slurms Mackenzie and working, and he was about to go home. But then he had to just sort out this like horrible trouble.
How
And he
did
was
he
like
sort
in
it
the
out?
well, he
Oh,
hasn't
it's not sorted out.
yet,
It's been like Sony said you have to speak to Blizzard. Blizzard like I don't know why Sony keeps sending people to us. It's
been in
not.
straight off.
It says like if it's on console we
Yeah.
can't sort it. Sony has to sort it. So Joe's stuck in this little loop.
Yeah.
Jeez, poor guy. That is a
Isn't it?
lot of money.
Goodness.
That's a lot of loot boxes.
96 quid. It's
Has he
quite funny.
unravelled any of them?
No,
or is
'cause he
like-
doesn't
'cause
wanna, like,
want it
touch them just in case.
Yeah. Although, like, that makes him worse.
But then my fear is that he wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
He's up
But
in all
then
of them.
what happens, like, if they take him away, like, after the
Imagine if you got some good skins.
No,
in the tournament.
they wouldn't, because you can cycle through your loot boxes even now, so you can still get Olympic themed ones and Halloween themed ones by pressing like one of the
No,
ones,
you can't.
can't you?
No.
Once
they've gone,
Once they've gone, they've gone.
I swear Joe did this the other day. I literally
I
watched
think
him.
you can look at them, they don't become them. You can't have because it's like limited time. You can't get those skins only once a year.
Yeah. That's why,
Because it's like what they want it to be is like a bragging thing, like, oh, I got this skin, but you can't get this again for another year.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think they do the same ones next year?
Well, what I think they'll do is open up, like they'll be available, but then like the other characters will get, like somebody who didn't get a Halloween Legendary will get a Halloween Legendary next year.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
I wonder if they'll do Summer Games though, because there's no like Olympics.
Do something
That's
else.
my least favorite one. It's just,
yeah, I did kind of like it because it felt
At
like
the
more,
time.
it felt like more people got stuff than the other ones.
Yeah.
But
I've opened like 3 Christmas loot boxes and I've got sprays and voice lines.
what did I get? I got a good I got a good skin, but it wasn't a Christmas one.
so do we think it's good? I think it's lovely.
I love this stuff, and I just think like you can moan as much as you want. You don't have to fucking buy them.
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
true.
and you might get some anyway, just from being a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
But let's talk about the new game mode, the snowball. What's it called? Maze?
I haven't actually played
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of like Rainbow Six.
right, okay.
So it's 6v6 deathmatch.
Okay.
You get hit once, you die with a snowball.
Okay.
And you only have one snowball at a time. You've
Yeah.
got to like recharge it.
Yeah.
Shit.
And everyone plays as May. But the thing that I quite like about it is how May's abilities kind of play into it. When everyone's, and like, because you only have one snowball and you have to run to a patch of snow to reload. And that takes seconds because she's got to like pack the snowball. So if there's someone around you, you can use the ice wall and kind of like cut them off.
Okay, right.
Or like if someone's just at you, you can kind of panic and put yourself in the block of ice.
The only problem is when you play with people who obviously don't know how to play May, and
Right.
then they're just like blocking you in, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Come on, dude!
I think that's only ever
can't
happened
get,
once.
can't get
I
out
think-
the door now."
I think remember you blocking me once. You were like, "I'm really sorry." So I was like running towards a point.
Sometimes it's quite
and then
funny.
you just got up. You're like, "Oh."
Sometimes it is really funny.
I really like out of everything. I really like her skin. Like the snowman thing is
Well,
really funny.
So initially, because I really like May, and I've started
Yeah.
playing her a lot recently, I was a bit disappointed with this skin. I know
Yeah.
this is only interesting to people who like Overwatch. It's like a palette swap. I thought
Yeah.
it's just like it's a regular outfit. It's red, but what's awesome is when you go into Ice Block,
Yeah.
you're a snowman.
Yeah.
So the
So
one of
That
the
is
most
so
annoying things
cool.
about playing against May is
Yeah.
when you've nearly killed her and she then starts healing up.
Yeah.
How funny would it be just to be this like little smiley snowman in
Yeah.
her face? And also when you think you do the ice wall, it's draped in decorations.
Okay,
That's
cool.
really cool.
I think
That's actually quite
the
cool.
snowman May thing is my favorite bit about it.
That's good.
All that or
the Nutcracker Zenyatta.
yeah, that's
I
really
love
good.
the nutcrackers and
I like Zarya's. I think it's
her
The
remote
emote, I got
where
that
she like
with the
unpacks
boxes.
all
With
the
the boxes are
boxes.
so funny.
That's
She's
really
like
funny.
keeps opening like the same box,
Like a
again,
Russian
I think.
doll.
That's really
Yeah.
funny. That is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think as with all these things, there's always bits in here that I think that is really, really clever, and there's always other bits where I go, I don't think that's particularly
But
good.
also, I like it's free.
Yeah.
If you bought that game, that is absolutely free, and that's really cool. Like you can play all the game modes and stuff, and have all the cool maps. And I really like the splash page. You've seen this? You know, it's like
Oh, yeah, it's
Torbjorn
really
and,
nice. Yeah,
and
yeah.
them all like
Yeah,
having
posing for a photo.
Yeah.
But in the background, it's McCrea's Scrooge looking in the window.
I hadn't
I
even
didn't notice
noticed
that.
that.
It's so brilliant.
That's awesome.
We were just looking at the day, and it just like dawned on me. He's like, and he's just there on the inside looking in, like
That's really
That's
funny.
cool. That's cool.
Oh, I like it. So we do like it.
we do.
We do. We do like Christmas.
Well done, Jeff and the
Christmas
lads.
cheer.
Jeff and the boys.
They didn't clock off, did they?
Okay, it's that time of the week
Oh,
that
no.
everybody loves. I had a Twitter DM from someone going, "Don't listen to the haters." I was like, "What haters?"
Oh, when me and Rory were at PSX, some
Yeah.
guy came over and said, "Love keyword countdown."
Aww.
There's two of them. There's two of them. Yes, it's that time of the week. It's time for Keyword Countdown. Dale, bring in the jingle.
Keyword countdown. Time for keyword countdown. It's keyword countdown. Time for keyword countdown. It's keyword countdown.
Now he has to.
Yeah.
I look like a prick.
I don't like playing against Krupa. I feel like
Have we ever
Krupa-
played against each other before?
I don't.
Once.
I think once.
Yeah.
How many are there in the regular keyword countdown?
What do you mean?
How many questions?
5.
5. There's always 5.
So I'll tell you. I'll explain.
Oh, you
Explain
can do this
the
every time.
rules.
Okay,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
For the people not in the know, IMDb use a lot of crazy keywords to categorize their films. Funny ones include man getting thrown into air, which is in all the Jurassic Park films. there we are. So what
fact.
I've done is I've taken 5 films, taken 10 keywords for each, and you guys here and at home have got to guess what those films are and what the connection is between those films for an extra point.
Oh, Krupa's doing his thinking fingers.
Where my brain is located.
Film number 1.
Oh no!
Written by director. British actor playing American actor. Or playing American, that should be, I'm sure.
British actor playing American actor.
Looking at oneself in a mirror.
Taxi Driver. Raging Bull.
Blood transfusion.
Oh my god.
A strong man.
Blood Transfusion. Memento.
Terrorist plot.
Oh no.
Woman fights a man.
It's gonna be an action
Kick-Ass.
movie.
Mysterious woman. Based on a comic book.
Oh my gosh, this is right up Krupa Street.
Oh, don't say that.
It so is though.
DC Comics.
Batman.
Suicide Squad. V for Vendetta.
We've got to get it.
Watchmen.
No.
Blood Transfusion.
Blood transfusion. British.
I'll go through them
playing
again.
American.
Written by director.
Dark Knight. Batman Begins. Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
That was depressing, wasn't it?
There's 1 point.
Sorry,
for Krupa
everyone
there.
at home.
So yeah, that was written by director. British actor playing American. Looking at oneself in a mirror.
What British actor plays the American?
Christian Bale. It's Welsh.
Is Christian Bale Welsh?
Most certainly is.
I absolutely did not know that.
Born in Wales. Like,
Yeah.
Let's not
doesn't-
fudge
he doesn't
this.
identify
Let's
as-
not.
He doesn't identify.
I'm not going to let you quietly claim Christian
Batman is
Bale.
Welsh. He is Welsh. Looking at oneself in the mirror.
Yeah, but believe this, not everyone
See,
is
that's the thing.
Welsh.
I thought of Batman really early, but
Yeah.
because it was Christian Bale, I was like, Christian Bale's definitely American. So
Oh.
I completely discounted it.
Blood transfusion.
Goddamn.
He sounds quite like Cockney.
Yeah. Blood transfusion. That's at the beginning, where they take Dr. Pavel and they take his blood out, pump it into another guy, so they think Pavel died
Ben
on
Mendelsohn's
that
in
thing.
that film as well.
He is. What else? Strongman. Terrorist plot. Based on comic book. Woman fights a man. Mysterious woman. DC Comics. Whoa. There you go. Film number 2. Mm-hmm. 2-word title. You're not going to get that.
We can go for it, but I can't think of a 2-word film. Taxi Driver.
Fish out of water.
Finding Nemo.
Fictional country.
That's very much fish in water.
Yeah. He actually jumps out at one point.
Definitely, I'm pretty sure it's a bit.
I don't think that's a reference to like an actual physical thing.
Jaws.
He comes out of the water.
At the end.
Wait, what was the last clue?
Fictional country.
Fictional country. Okay.
Reference to the Wolfman.
What?
I love that.
That's such a specific keyword.
There's loads on there as well. Security risk. Trekkie convention. Border protection.
Paul?
Meal voucher.
What?
Airport terminal.
Love Actually.
Stranded at an airport.
Terminal.
Yeah.
Terminal.
The terminal, yeah.
The
terminal. Yeah.
I'm absolutely getting terminal.
You're getting that, it's fine.
You're turning a 2-word
Also,
title into
2-word
one
title
word.
when one's the. That is. No, it is.
Also, last week was really easy, so I
Okay.
may be going a little bit tougher on you guys this week. But you got 2 points so far, Krupa.
Krupa's now put his hood up.
But then remember as well, like it's all counts
so
because you're
gangster.
getting the film's guest as
I
well.
don't think I've ever been described as gangster.
I mean, you're looking
I
pretty.
am.
You've got like
I am OG. But
you had this like Eminem look, like both arms up.
Okay.
Here we go. Film number 3. Female protagonist.
Hunger Games.
Silence of the Lambs.
Hitchcockian.
Hitchcockian. Oh, the birds.
Hostage.
Flight Plan.
Walking on broken glass.
Die Hard.
What Hitchcock films have I seen?
Insulin.
Memento.
Alone
It's a
Against.
spoiler.
Alone Against the Odds. Alone Against the Odds. Mother-daughter relationship.
No idea.
Home invasion.
Is it an actual, does Hitchcockian mean an actual Hitchcock film or just
no,
like Hitchcock? Okay.
Clue number 9.
Suspiria.
Panic.
Not Suspiria.
Panic Room.
Yeah. Well done.
Yes.
That's what, when I say Flight Plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I...
I thought you might have had it.
So
then.
also,
That's
what
2
are
points,
we-
Alysia.
also, you know
So
also
now
what
I'm
then?
level with Krupa.
But on this week, yeah.
On points.
Yeah.
Yes.
All to play for. I mean, he is top for a lot of it in the other ones, in the actual league. But it's fine because
Okay.
anything can change today. Also, I will say, don't ever be down when we're getting to these, because what you have to think is, for the people listening to this on the podcast or watching this is brilliant.
Yeah.
Because they're playing
Yeah,
along.
playing
as well.
along, playing along. We spoil it if we
The
win it on the
last
list.
clue was Panic Room.
I love that the last two are Panic and Panic Room. Final 2 clues.
Film number 4. Racial relations.
Okay.
Villainess. Donuts.
Donuts.
Bully. Idealism.
Idealism and donuts.
I mean,
Naturist Club.
what? I'd go to a naturist club if it had donuts.
What would you put them on?
2 jam donuts.
What if it was like...
It's like,
Oh, what's that?
is this Calendar Girls?
Con artist.
Oh, come help me with this, Claire.
Con artist.
Con it.
Parking ticket. Conspiracy. Anthropomorphic animal. What's your final clue?
Garfield. Yogi Bear.
Beethoven.
Racial relations. Villainess. Donuts.
Scooby-Doo.
Bully. Idealism. Naturist club. Con artist.
Have I seen this film?
You have, yeah. Parking ticket.
Home Alone.
Conspiracy. Anthropomorphic animal.
Stuart Little.
I'm going to have to stop you guys.
Mousetrap.
Zootopia.
Oh, I've not seen it.
Yeah.
People keep telling me to see that movie. Apparently, it's
good.
really good.
I like it. I saw it on playing the other day.
And what is the link? Did I say
You
the
got one
link?
more.
In the...
You got one more. You got one more.
Do we have one more?
Yeah, you have one more. I did them a different way around.
Oh.
Because the first one was too easy. And I
Okay.
thought you would have got the link straight away.
Okay.
Here we go. Film number 5. Based on book.
Harry Potter.
Professor.
Harry Potter.
1960s.
X-Men.
Failing marriage.
Revolutionary Road.
Home care nurse. Brilliant mind.
Theory of everything.
Yeah.
Choice.
Yeah. Well done. I'll give you that on 5.
Very nice.
That
Very
was
nice.
good.
Is it?
Do you know anyone know what the clue is?
Can you run through the films?
So I'll go through the films for you. It's Dark Knight Rises, The Terminal, Panic Room, Zootopia, and The Theory of Everything.
They've all got what's his face in?
Ben Mendelsohn.
No? Do you know
Let's have a little minute.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises, The Terminal, Panic Room, Zootopia.
Do they
Theory of
Do they all
Everything.
feature someone who's got some medical thing? No.
No. Okay.
I wouldn't do that.
Being a rabbit isn't the same
As
as the condition that.
Someone just comes and doctor,
Sorry, yeah,
doctor,
the
give me
sclerosis.
carrots.
the other clues is Theory of Everything, Brilliant Mind, Cambridge University, Wheelchair, Lou Gehrig's disease, Origins of the Universe.
Does he have Lou Gehrig's disease?
Someone does in the film.
I just
Yeah, 7.
7 versus 2.
What are we saying, guys? I'm gonna have to rush you for an answer. I thought you had this, Krupa.
Yeah, you said this was a simple link.
Is it a simple link? As an actor?
What are we talking about today?
Super Mario Run.
They're all in Rogue One. There's a character. There's an actor from
right.
Rogue One in all of them.
Oh, I almost had it. It was like Felicity Jones
Yeah.
as well.
So yeah, because when you when you said Ben Mendelsohn, no, come on, we got to do feedback.
It's really annoying because I think that's actually fucked up my entire performance because I'm thinking of Ben Mendelsohn films, and I'm like, Ben Mendelsohn's definitely not in Zootopia.
Yeah, because when you said, Ben Mendelsohn's in that. Yeah.
Let's see if we can get them.
Okay.
So what's the first film?
Dark Knight Rises.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah. The Terminal.
The Terminal. Oh, I used that.
That one is.
Tudyk?
No.
Who's that?
Diego Luna's in
Luna.
that.
I didn't really know.
Panic Room.
I don't know who else is in, but I've not seen that for a
It's
long
Jodie
time.
Foster and Kristen Stewart. I don't know who else is.
Who's the bad guy in that? Oh, Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. Zootopia.
There's loads of people in Zootopia.
But like who? Voice man. You've already said him. Tudyk. Alan Tudyk's in that, yeah. And Theory of Everything.
This
Richard
isn't very
Jones.
exciting for people, so let's move on. That's basically just for me.
That was
afterwards.
a really good keyword counter.
That was what?
That was really
Yeah.
intense.
It is
Well done-
tense.
well
Sorry,
done,
guys.
Gavin.
Well
Yeah.
done,
Well
guys.
done,
Well done.
Well done,
Shaking the
everyone.
hand.
Well done.
Right, let's do some feedback then.
Well, moving on to something really,
hungry.
really exciting.
All right, don't let's keep us. Just, you've done your bit. Yeah.
See you at home.
It sounds like we all live together. See you home.
Go on.
Well, this is in reference to you, Gav, because we got an email entitled "Perfect Cup of Tea."
So this
saying,
is last week someone asked because I talk about tea all the time. Somebody asked how to make perfect cup of tea. I said that I go milk first and leave it brew for about 3-4 minutes.
You're
But
I can confirm categorically that you make a cracking cup of tea.
thank you very much.
But so James Blood emailed to say,
James Blood.
"Dear IGN team, following on from Gav's claim to make the best cup of tea, I thought I would throw my tuppence worth of knowledge into the mix. Brackets, I am a theoretical chemist for a living." Close brackets.
Humble brag. My tuppence worth.
And then in parenthesis, if using a tea bag in the cup, adding the milk before the water draws out tannins from the tea more quickly, which can result in a stronger or more bitter flavour. The amount of time you allow the tea to brew can also affect this, as some of the heavier tannins take longer to infuse into the water, and these heavier tannins can leave a bad aftertaste. It is also good practice to use freshly drawn water from the tap and not to reboil the water that is already in the kettle. The previously boiled water has much less oxygen content, and this hampers the
Not
taste
good.
of the tea.
Yeah.
I'm not finished.
Yeah, whoa.
I am not disputing Gav's tea-making prowess, just shining a bit of light onto the science behind it. Best wishes, James W. Blood, Department of Chemistry, Imperial College, London.
I love that. That's my favourite bit of feedback we've ever got.
Thank you,
that
James.
is.
And we looked James up and we recognise him. I think he's listened to the show for quite a long time.
Yeah.
All I would say is I'd like to hear from a practical chemist.
Yeah.
Because at
Yeah.
the minute, this is all just
Yeah.
theory,
It's
isn't
all
it?
Exactly.
This is like going on in his mind.
Yeah.
He's like looking at a window pane,
But the
drawing
thing
on a
is-
window with a Sharpie.
So-
I want to hear from a practical chemist, someone who gets it like.
I tell you
in the
who's a
lab.
practical chemist in the field of tea. This
Gavin
motherfucker right
Murphy.
here.
You want what PhD do you have? None. But what experience?
Yeah, exactly. University of Life, mate. Yeah. University of PG.
Leave the theoretical chemistry to the Poindexes at Imperial College.
Look at that. He's also. I'm not going to read out his email address.
Don't do that.
But basically, he's got a number after his name. It's like he's not even the first J Blood to go there. Anyway, that's nothing to do with it. So I actually genuinely.
That's really interesting.
The water thing is genuinely
About
interesting.
reboiling the kettle, yeah,
I'm going to do
absolutely.
that. I'm going
Genuinely.
to
Have you
incorporate
ever
that in my
like
thing.
been really fancy and made like a cup of tea with like a bottle of Evian?
No.
Actually,
James, would that make a
Should we go
difference?
mad?
Yeah.
Yeah, James, would that make a difference? Let us know. IGN, so you can see if I
Also, like, I
IGN.com.
always think about this like kettles. Like, yeah, they're constantly boiling, like, but sometimes
Yeah.
you look in the kettle, it'll look absolutely.
Oh, don't look at
disgusting.
our kettle.
No,
Like
no.
Really
lime
don't look at
scale.
our kettle,
I
yeah.
don't. Yeah, sometimes I look in our
You
office
have to.
kettle.
There's a mouse in it.
So right. So he
like a
says,
jacuzzi.
if you add the milk in, it draws out more tannins from the tea more quickly, which can result in a stronger or more bitter flavour. I like strong
That's
bitter
the-
tea.
you're doing what you
like,
want.
I actually think that tea should be slightly bitter.
Yeah.
Like, and he said the amount of time you allow tea brew can also affect this. So some of the heavy tannins take longer to come, can leave a bad aftertaste. But I think you've just got to be really, because sometimes you go, oh, that's been in there way, way too long. But other times,
But also, what we're thinking now, if you think about it the other way around, you've developed this routine to make
Yeah.
a cup of tea that you like.
Yeah.
Therefore, that's all right then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you've developed the perfect way of making the tea that you like the flavour
you.
of.
I don't think I've ever had a complaint.
Science, once again, has proven you wrong.
I'm a
Once
monster.
again.
Yeah, like that time machine you made.
Yeah, but what a brilliant email. It's me now, isn't it?
I really, really enjoyed that feedback.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it. Here we go. Dating a non-game. I think he means non-gamer. This is from Malcolm Roy. Says, greetings, UK greats. Sent from my iPhone over the course of my... What? Oh, it's just mad.
And there are typos everywhere.
No, it's just he started it after the sent from my iPhone thing that you send
Oh,
my
right.
iPhone. So it's like, okay. Over the course of my adult dating life, I somehow managed to find girls who oppose video games. Thus, I've never been able to enjoy relationships where co-op games was a good thing for a day. Date, maybe? Truth be told, I almost never buy a game with co-op because they are against video games, the dates he goes on. Thankfully, it was just dating, which leads me to my questions. What is the best co-op video game to share with another partner? Also, would you continue to date someone who doesn't like video games? So, yeah, I would date people who don't like video games, and I frequently do. Because I firmly believe it's not what you like, it's what you are like. So, like...
Preach!
You might meet someone who plays video games, but you might not have anything in common with them. You might... physically or like emotionally have nothing in common with them.
Absolutely.
Whether or not like they want to watch you play fucking Walking Dead for a bit, like doesn't make a difference in the long run, does it?
Yeah.
But like I've dated girls who I think I've only dated really one girl who was like properly into video games, and that was League of Legends, which I don't count as a video game. But it was just like we would sit there, like I would be playing.
What a statement, Gav.
No,
just put at the end of a podcast.
One of the biggest games
which
in the
which I
world.
don't consider to be a video game.
No,
One of the
because
world's
I
biggest video
don't,
games.
because I was like, explain to me like the best. And I really wanted to understand it, like, but I would be there playing like a game, like a story-based game, and then she'd just be sitting there just clicking a mouse for like 6 hours and stuff. And I was like, that's not.
It's still a game.
Yeah, but it's not one that I consider good. So, would you play? Have you played it?
League of Legends.
Yeah.
I've seen like
No, you haven't-
online.
you haven't
I've
played it.
seen
You
a
haven't played it.
Leroy
I don't consider it good, so it's
Jenkins.
beyond the pale of civilization.
Leroy Jenkins is Warcraft.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was League of Legends.
Oh,
There you go.
Does Bex play games?
yes. She is the gaming editor of TV.
She better fucking do.
Sorry, I thought she was movies editor for some
She's
reason.
both. She does. So what was the question? Will we date, or what is a good
The question
co-op
is,
game?
first of all, would you continue to date someone who doesn't like video games?
Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't be.
Yes, but also I would say you shouldn't be taking out a console and a co-op game on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a good co-op game is Overcooked, but not if
Yeah.
you're a fragile point in your relationship or
Well-
you can snap.
See, my best co-op thing this year has been Firewatch, and that ain't a co-op game. Like,
No.
But I played it with my ex-girlfriend, and we sat there and we played in like 2 sit-ins, and we were like, this is just brilliant, because she was just absorbing the story and asking me to do
Well-
things and that.
But
And
like,
this-
sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, like, I think multiplayer games can be to play with a non-gamer. So I went on a date with a non-gamer guy the other day.
Yeah.
And like I played Mortal Kombat with him, and
Yeah.
he's not a gamer. And
Yeah.
like, when you are playing with a non-gamer, they can often feel when you're so like you know all the moves and stuff, they feel
Yeah.
quite threatened. So like, it almost was a bad game to play because when he won,
Well, 'cause that's
he knew that
1v1,
I'd
isn't it? So
People
let
feel
him
embarrassed
win.
as well,
So like, you've got to
like-
be exactly. You've got to be careful with what you choose. You can't do
Yeah.
like COD or anything like that where there's like they're going to die lots. So
Yeah.
and actually, what we ended up playing, which worked really well, we ended up playing The Last of Us of all things. But like, I was just looking for like a single player game with a good story.
Yeah.
And we controller swapped. Like, or you could play like an Assassin's Creed game or anything mission based where you're doing single player, but you almost
Yeah.
play it
Together,
together.
yeah. That's like
Like, it
Firewatch.
doesn't
If you were
necessarily
doing
have
the
to
plane
be.
and it's like they're watching
Yeah.
a movie, and that's
Yeah, exactly. And then you can switch over to them.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, like, to Michael's point, like, it depends. Like, if video games are your life and they're
Yeah.
your favorite thing, like, obviously you want to meet
that's the
someone
thing,
who has a
like-
big shared interest. Like, if there's something you really love and it's a huge part of your identity, I can
Yeah.
totally see the impulse that you want to get someone, be with someone who shares that interest and understands why you like that stuff.
So yeah, he says here, I somehow managed to find girls who oppose video games. See, to be honest, that's a different question. I wouldn't go out with a
Yeah.
girl who was like,
yeah,
oh,
like
video
games are
what?"
stupid.
Like-
Yeah, like,
Because
absolutely
that-
not.
I
So I
mean,
think that
that's
portrays a
mad.
small-mindedness that I
Absolutely,
wouldn't want
yeah.
in a partner.
It's
Yeah.
a small-mindedness, and also it's such a massive part of our lives as video games journalists.
Yeah.
I'd really struggle to date someone who genuinely thought that what I'd chosen to devote my life to was shit.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so that's different. But yeah, I think, like, yeah, I think you made a good point. Was like, if you like get a single player game, but then like you can also, there's so many cool little games like Firewatch and that out
Yeah,
there. Like
absolutely.
I play a lot of Telltale games with girls who don't play video games.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they
a really
they
good
really
shout.
enjoy
You know,
that.
That's
you
a
know,
really
can
good
do the
shout.
crowd play thing.
So they can play on like their phone and stuff. See, that's even better.
Yeah, they've always been able to. They've always
They've always been
released
able
on
to have
mobile. Yeah.
No, not released on mobile.
Oh.
So you play on the PS4 version.
Yeah.
And then you can vote on the decision. Like
Yeah.
in the
Oh, I
room.
see.
Yeah.
So rather than just going, oh, what shall I say? They can actually like vote on what to actually
Well,
say.
I don't
which
think
is
Batman did come out on mobile, did it?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I
Anyway,
don't
getting
know
bogged
Batman.
down.
Yeah.
Bogged down.
Yeah.
Move
In the
on.
specifics.
But yeah, that's actually a really good point with the crowd play thing.
Yeah.
Now I just need to find a girl.
Aww.
What have you got?
You're not getting away with that.
What have you got?
People writing in, oh,
IGN.
I'll help Gav.
Who wants to date Gav?
if
Right
you're-
into
to be honest, I am-
IGN UK
stop.
podcast feedback.
Stop.
You're like, stop now.
He's already got the high score on Uber. And that's,
But I'm
and
using
that
it to-
is
can we
a
write-
textbook callback.
Yeah.
Right, final email from this week is Finn. Finn has written in, hey guys, this is completely unrelated to recent podcasts, but I was wondering if you would like to do a podcast about Westworld, like your Inside spoiler cast, discussing theories and the like. It's really tricky because not all of us have watched it, and also,
Only
like,
watched
I
5
think if you
episodes,
don't
yeah.
do it this week, I don't know whether we missed the boat a little bit.
Yeah.
I think maybe in a few weeks' time we might talk as a self-contained bit, but
Yeah, that's why I said last week because like we did
know,
talk
Finn.
about
I'd like
doing like a full
to.
podcast about it.
Yeah.
Then it was like unless you do it now.
yeah,
And
I think we
also-
might miss the boat, Finn, unfortunately, dude.
But there is
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that the US team are like pumping out on theories and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, which is quite good. Like Terry, like is really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
she's done a lot of really good videos that you can check out
Yeah.
online, like putting different theories, proving why there's different theories. I
say
know
no.
I'm not gonna say the
No,
spoiler.
I'm just checking, just because there's one video.
Oh,
where
There's
the
one
title
video
of
that's
Yeah.
would
the
be a
Tyler
spoiler.
is massively spoilery. Yeah, I'm
Should we
not gonna
change
say
that? Should we just go in and
title.
change it?
Sure.
Yeah. So be careful what you look for.
But I mean,
fair.
from the UK team, we'll never put spoilers.
Yeah, that's
Except that video we're gonna put up next week,
Yeah,
which
but
might spoil
About the
something,
thing.
I don't know,
I just grow up.
Well, that's it. If you want to get in touch with us, you can. IGN_UKfeedback@IGN.com. Let us know how you make your tea. Send us a photo.
Let us know if you'll date Gav.
Yeah, don't do that. Just
DM
email
me.
saying no.
Oh, no. They've actually taken the time
To just say
Right,
no,
no.
fuck off.
sent from my iPhone.
Yeah.
On the move.
All right, we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.